What is up, everybody? How we doing? I'm sitting here in the future space. Future space. Well, it is a gorgeous Friday afternoon here in Park City. Sun is shining. Birds are not singing. I'm assuming they went south. Nobody really knows. Construction is mildly at a halt until we get a few more materials up here. But things are still moving along pretty well. Anyway, I wanted to jump on here real quick. Let everybody know that tonight I will be on with Ben Hicks, the Lawn Guardian, on his Average Joe podcast live, 9:30 Eastern. For any of you who can't do math, I'm sorry. What's up, A? Hope you had an awesome holiday, man. Miss seeing you popping around. So we're going to be covering off just kind of all sorts of stuff. So I hope that you guys can pop over if you have time, join us. And, feel free to ask questions and get involved. And I think it'll be pretty fun. Happy New Year to you, Mike. That's awesome. Dino, awesome. Great to see you, man. That was super fun to see you up on the hill. Always good. Mark, I hope you'll be there. That'd be fantastic. Get in there and drive around and ask questions. And it doesn't all have to be lawn care related. It can pretty much be anything. I know that Ben really likes to keep these things kind of fun and flowing and casual, and he's got some cool ideas for what's going on tonight. So that is 9:30 Eastern, and I just come in, join us, support the community, and have fun. Oh, here we go. I love it when there's questions. Let's do this. Tom Peebles. Hey, what's up, Lazy? How you doing, buddy? Barenbrug PRG. You know what? From what I've seen, it's fantastic. Every lawn that I've seen it put on, it is great. And, I think that you can have a very beautiful lawn with that. So don't be afraid of any of the stuff that Barenbrug's putting out right now. They've got some just great turf. Hey, James from Louisiana, how you doing? Lushy, missing it too, man. It's totally different. We actually just completed the Real Green virtual conference. That just ended, and it was a hell of a show. Actually, it was pretty good. Got to do some fun presentations in that. Dr. Josh did a number of them as well, and I want to say there were somewhere over 2,000 people in the virtual conference, so it was pretty cool. Let's talk about that a little bit, Mike, the Seek. So, that's not necessarily a new product. It's something that's been around for a little while professionally. On the pro side, it's used for two things. One of them is for tree and shrub programs. That seems to be one of the big things. The guys love that material for it because it's foliar uptake and all the other kind of goodies with the growth hormones in it and stuff. So that's pretty common to be used that way. There are quite a few people who use it in the springtime also as an additional boost. Just as an additive to their program to get those additional, like I said, the plant hormones and things going, just because it can help establish the turf a bit faster. If you start diving into the whole kelp side of things, you can go down a rabbit hole pretty quick, and I think it's something that you take a measured approach with, use it sporadically. You never really want to push too much with it and overwhelm everything with too many cytokinin, auxins, all that kind of stuff. So I just kind of use it as directed and don't overdo it. I saw, Better Than Flora Green. So it's a totally different thing. This is more of like a hormonal response to the plant rather than a nutritive one. So you're still going to want to feed things anyway. It doesn't really contain much in the way of nutrition, even with, we have it rated at like a 5% potassium. Which at the rates that you're putting down is really next to nothing. That's just to kind of help it get more of a fertilizer distinction and easier to get labeled in certain states. So that quart can last you an extremely long time. And let me just put it in perspective. So it's 50% kelp extract in that material. It's 50% kelp extract. It's a lot. When you compare that to something like RGS, if you went quart to quart rather than having 3%. You see what I'm saying? So you're really jacking it up, and that's why the application rates on it are so low. So use sparingly, and just kind of put it out there to boost some growth and some root growth and things like that. Let's see. comparable to Cytogro. So yeah, like Cytogro, same kind of thing. It's based on a cytokinin count, but I'm not exactly sure what they have in there, so I can't really say what the total percentage is of that they're getting in there. But yeah, same concept. You're getting a little bit more because it is a plant extract, so it's going to have some trace elements and things like that I don't think is in the Cytogro. But don't quote me on that because I haven't really done any research on that particular material. Tim, yeah, I would love to do more lawn vids. You know, it gets a little bit challenging around here to get inspired about lawns when everything's snowy and icy, and even though we're having a very mild winter, it's still not easy to get inspired. But check it out. I mean, I still actually have a little bit of grass right there under the whatever that thing's called. I was about to say piano, the trampoline. So it's one of those days. Anyway, what's cool about this behind me here is when this all starts to get leveled out and we do this and we build the tiers in back here. I mean, there is a significant amount of turf going up this back hill and around the backside. So I'm getting pretty stoked about that and starting to sketch out what it's going to look like and the timing on it and how it's all going to go. But we still have rock walls to build down here along the side of this drive that we kind of built up and widened out. So there's a lot that still has to happen. Let me just see here what I missed over there on the side that was popping through there. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, you got it. You got it, Mark. Jason G, sparingly. You know what, man? You do what you want. You've been warned. That's all I'll say about it. Yeah, well, there you go, Cole. Yeah, that's better like that. Oh, no, maybe not. Yeah, you know, that might be a good one, Mike, if you want to throw them on your hollies. Hollies don't tend to grow super fast, but you can do that as well. Wayne, Happy New Year to you as well. Okay, Bill, can you talk about yellowing fescue in cool weather, and can it be greened up while it's cold? There are temperatures in which your grass is going to function and grow and photosynthesize. Every grass has a tolerance to a certain point, and then it is going to go into some level of dormancy, winter dormancy. So you don't necessarily want to push it out of that. If you are experiencing colder than normal temperatures, you're going to just kind of have to wait and let that come back out naturally. Because everything is like pulled in tight. You're just not really going to be able to push and force growth out of it unless you're able to like physically change the soil temps, which I just don't think is something that you can do. James, yes, that Iron Plus is super fun. It is super fun. Cole, I do not know why, unless they are doing improvements to that. That is something that could be going on. I know that they've got some pretty cool stuff coming out. So I'd say be paying attention to some of the things that they're doing over there because it's going to get pretty exciting. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Yes, but definitely join in over there. We'll have some fun tonight, and feel free to harass me all you like. Let's see. What else can I tell you? I know that I mentioned this in some earlier videos. I think just before the holidays, we did have our aeration study completed by the University of Georgia. There is some fantastic information that's going to be coming down on that, and kind of one of the hard things when you do something that is that cool and industry changing, I could say, is the timing on when you release that information. Because like right now, nobody's really super stoked about lawns. Not really. There's certain things around that people do get a little bit excited about, but for the most part, we're all kind of in this sort of limbo stage until we get to spring. And especially from a creator and an information side, it's harder to want to push things out that could eventually get buried. So I've kind of been holding on to that one, as well as an establishment study that we did with Green Pop that actually showed some very, very cool things. Travis, there will be new music coming out. As a matter of fact, that has been something that I've been doing in the off time, is back in the studio with the band and re-recording. So we will actually have a 10-song album dropping within the next, I don't know, maybe 45 or 60 days. So that's kind of exciting stuff. Something to do in the wintertime that's not exactly lawn related, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, that is part of the reason that we're kind of hanging in there. Are there products you offer that can be sprayed at 100 plus degrees of temperature in the desert? Yes, actually, you can do that with any of them. You just need to make sure that your water volume is correct. Like, I wouldn't go out 100 plus with a backpack sprayer, a hose-in sprayer, or if you have the ability to water in, totally you can do that. It's fine. Temperature restrictions are really typically limited to like high nitrogen applications and herbicides. So those are the things that you would have to kind of watch out for. So if you can get a heavy enough water carrier, or you can get watered in immediately, that's usually going to be your best ticket when you're spraying hot. Brent, actually, if you follow what's on the labels, where you've got some of these like 20-to-1 mix rates, no lower than 7-to-1 kind of things that are meant for like tank mixing, you're good to go. Those totally work. So when I was first doing all this in my spray service in Reno, we had plenty of days that were over 100, and we had to spray in that, and we sprayed all season long, and that was done at a 20-to-1 all the time. So nothing to worry about in that. And that was actually going out at 1.5 gallons per 1,000 at the time. So we were still actually pumping it out. Let's see, when the snow clears and spring hits. So again, soil temperature related, right? You're not really going to be able to push anything beyond what nature can sort of give you anyway. I know that around here, there's guys that are planning on, like they'll start pre-emergent applications, especially in flower beds, really super early, like maybe even as early as February 15th when there is snow still on the ground. And that actually, I guess that's been a fairly common practice for a lot of people in the sort of high west area. Honestly, straight coming out of the gate, I think just taking a look at the turf and seeing how much dead matter is around, running a rake through it. That's never a bad idea. Just get through there and just rake stuff up and clean it off and give it a chance to, kind of be a little bit thin for a second so you can take advantage of that new spring growth. And then, get ready to start feeding. That's really what you'd be looking for. Let's see, 8,000 square feet of lawn, invest in a motorized sprayer or get a backpack. Ooh, tough choice, man. 8,000 square feet really wouldn't take too long with either one of those. I could get not dragging hose on that length. A little tow behind like a ride-on mower would be pretty cool. And, something like that. But really, 8,000 square feet's not too bad. You could knock that out pretty quick. It's good exercise for you, buddy. I think you should probably just do that. Let's see. Can you over micronutrient your lawn? That is a great question, and one that I have actually seen happen where so many micronutrients were down on the ground that it stunted out the turf growth, and it took coming back in with a fairly significant amount of nitrogen to get that stuff to flush through. It kind of just held up the system and sort of put the turf in park. So you can actually pull, I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but you can actually pull what the toxic levels are of certain micronutrients when they hit a certain threshold. And it will just stop everything. I mean, when you take a look at some of these other materials like Fiesta, for instance, that's a super concentrated iron product designed to kill weeds organically. It is, meh. But it's, that's the whole focus, is getting a crap ton of iron down, and it just, turns it black, and it's nasty. What's a good backpack to get? I don't have anyone that I love. I would say if I started listing them off, everybody will have their own opinion. I know people love the Flow Zone one. I have that Petra one that's huge. I mean, that thing is a beast. And honestly, I use it mostly when it's just sitting on the ground and I run the hose reel out. I've used the Ryobi one, works great. Just get a good tip on there, and they all seem to work pretty well. But if anybody wants to comment on that for Mike, I'd say feel free to give him some suggestions, because I still love to just get the hose out and spray. And that's probably going to change once this whole thing is in place, because just future. There you go. See, they're all coming in. Just the tip, buddy. Just the tip. You gotta pay extra if you're gonna change anything else out. Anyway, so on this hill, One thing that I'm probably going to be doing on here is actually putting in a fixed easy flow, a pressurized system, and actually drop that in on the side of the building here, so I can do everything. Like I'm kind of keep probably something basic in there all the time. Like I might just have humic in the tank all the time, and then that can just sort of microfeed. Well, it's not really feeding, but just sort of micro dosing, if you want to call it that, across the lawn. And then I'll feed it with the other stuff like throughout the season, because I can always hook a hose up to that as well, and then go a little further with whatever feedings I'm doing. But I mean, by the time this is all said and done, it should be somewhere around 5,000, could be close to 6,000 square feet, depending on how I have to tier this thing out. Plus having a ton of bent grass down in one section down here. I decided I'm gonna make that greens area much larger, and then have the bluegrass and a bit of rye moving up the top of the hill. So it is going to be a pretty significant landscape change over here, which I'm pretty excited about. You know, when I first moved in here, I didn't really know how much lawn space I really needed, and I definitely didn't have the forethought on I'm gonna be sitting here making videos for YouTube on a lawn, and you know, 1,500 square foot lawn is fine, but you know, it's time to change. American mower. Yeah, totally. I'll totally do that. That would be hilarious. So what else can I tell you? There's just, I'm ready for spring. I mean, if any of you are friends of mine on Facebook, or you're in the Grass Goons page or anything like that, that was my post of the day. Was I am ready for spring, and I'm missing that beautiful green carpet of grass that was out here, and you know, staring at this, that was on a pretty good section of grass, because see where the fence line is just over there, that used to come right up here. So everything on this side was all turf, which is just not there anymore. So it's definitely changed. And yeah, Derek, the hair is definitely getting long. I actually have a little bit of a thing going right now where until I have to make a public appearance, I'm not actually going to cut it, and it is getting a little ridiculous. It was actually in a helmet today, so it was kind of packed down. But you know, it's getting a little crazy. So I think that's it. You know, again, if you guys have questions that you know, pressing that you want answered tonight, definitely join us over there. Yes, Cole, I have seen Connor's hair. Actually, he texted me not too long ago, and he said, if you're growing a mullet, please keep growing your mullet, is what he said. And so I don't know if we're having like an unspoken contest at the moment right now that might be happening. I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out exactly what's going on over there. But anyway, line up your questions. I'll put the link over to Ben's page for tonight. So it's 9:30 Eastern. So I'll be sitting here, maybe get a cocktail ready. I think I'm going to be making myself an old fashioned to sit there, and that's going to be awesome. For some of you out there, I do actually have a question for you. So obviously I'm in Utah, right? We have had a weak winter, and I think we've barely crossed maybe 50 inches of snow. And that's at the ski resort back here, okay? So that's 50 inches at the ski resort. That is nothing, the fact that we're almost in the middle of January. The East Coast seems like it's been getting slammed. I don't know about the Southeast. I really haven't been paying enough attention to the weather to see what was happening around the country for all of y'all, but we're not having a winter, like, at all. It's supposed to be in the 40s for like the next 10 days and look just like this, which I'm not complaining. Not complaining at all, except that it kind of hurts the mountain, and it obviously hurts tourism, but probably not as much as that one thing that's going around. I think that thing is maybe a little bit worse. So, all right, let's show you this. This is interesting. All right, here we go. Above average in Chicagoland, barely gotten any snow. Normally would have gotten Frankenstein manual real. Tom, I actually was going to do that. That's something that I wanted to do with mine, because I have two that are different widths, and I was going to run them together. I think that's a great idea. No, I didn't see that. I'll have to take a look on that Instagram thing. North Carolina, a lot of rain. No snow in North Florida. Man, that's weird. That's very, very odd. Hey, actually, when I was in North Florida, it was actually pretty cold there. It was actually colder there than it was back in Utah. 2 inches in Jersey. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. So I guess we'll see. It's probably going to kick on and everything's going to change. And, you know, it's just part of it. See that thing right back there? If you guys remember from other videos, that is my delivery flatbed truck that has that 8-foot plow on it that I've been using around here. That's been actually pretty fun. But there just hasn't been that much snow. So anyway, I'll keep you guys more posted on this, but just to kind of let you know where we are here. All the electrical is in. All the plumbing is in. We're going to be getting our 4-way inspection on it. All the roofing sheeting material is up on the back right now, getting ready to go on, and all of the fascia was just delivered. So all of that's going to be happening, and it's going to start looking like a real space here before too long. Okay, I will see y'all tonight. Great to sit and chat. Thanks for hanging out on this Friday afternoon. Probably maybe we'll just do a few more of these before I start really getting full back into filming. It'll be fun to just kind of get everybody in the community back together. I'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.